You've been working hard for years, long hours, stress, sacrifices. You finally start making decent money, and one day you decide you're tired of your small, ordinary apartment with the flickering kitchen light and the neighbors arguing through paper-thin walls at midnight. You tell yourself you've outgrown it, so you move into a beautiful high-rise apartment downtown. Floor-to-ceiling windows, marble countertops, soft warm lighting under the cabinets, the kind of apartment that smells expensive before you even unpack your bags. The leasing agent hands you the keys like they're handing you access to a completely new life. And for a moment, it feels exactly like that. You walk into the empty apartment for the first time and imagine the future version of yourself living there. More disciplined, more attractive, more successful. The apartment doesn't just feel like a place to sleep. It feels like proof that you finally made it. Then the first crack appears. You drag your old couch into the living room, and suddenly it looks horrible. That couch was perfectly fine last week. You watched movies on it, took naps on it, ate takeout on it. But now, sitting under the soft lighting of this luxury apartment, it looks like something rescued from a college dorm dumpster. The apartment changed the meaning of the couch. So you replace it, $2,000 gone. Now the new couch looks amazing, but beside it sits your old coffee table with water stains and chipped corners. It clashes with the modern aesthetic like someone wearing muddy boots to a black tie event. So you replace the coffee table. Then the cheap TV stand looks out of place beside the new furniture. Then the curtains look too thin. Then the old microwave suddenly makes the kitchen feel less premium. Then your friends come over and you realize your mismatched plates and scratched cookware feel embarrassing in a luxury apartment. So now you're buying aesthetic dishes, expensive pans, glass containers, designer lamps, wall art, scented candles, decorative books you'll never read, and throw pillows that cost more than groceries. Within 6 months, the apartment that was supposed to improve your finances by motivating you has quietly become a money-consuming machine. And the strangest part, every purchase feels justified. You're not buying random things, you're completing the space. That phrase alone has financially destroyed thousands of people. Because what you're actually completing is an identity. This psychological phenomenon is called the Diderot Effect. And once you understand it, you realize modern consumer culture is built around triggering it constantly. Back in the 1700s, a French philosopher named Denis Diderot experienced the exact same spiral after buying a luxurious scarlet robe. Before the robe, he lived simply and comfortably. His furniture was old, his study was modest, but everything belonged together, nothing felt out of place. Then he bought the robe, and instantly, every object around him started looking inferior. The robe was elegant, sophisticated, refined. His surroundings were not. So one by one, he upgraded everything around him, trying to create harmony between his possessions and his new self-image. A new desk became a new rug. The new rug became new curtains. The new curtains became new furniture. Until eventually, despite receiving a fortune, he ended up financially strained again. Later he wrote, "I was the master of my old dressing gown, but I became the slave of the new one." That sentence explains why so many people today feel trapped by lifestyles they thought would make them happy. Because human beings hate inconsistency. When one part of our life upgrades dramatically, everything around it starts feeling emotionally incorrect. That's why one luxury purchase rarely stays isolated. A luxury apartment changes your standards. Then your furniture no longer matches your standards. Then your clothing no longer matches your environment. Then your vacations no longer match your social image. And suddenly you aren't just paying for an apartment anymore. You're financing an entire identity. Modern marketing understands this perfectly. Companies no longer sell products. They sell transformation. A luxury watch isn't marketed as metal and glass. It's marketed as success. A sports car isn't transportation. It's status, power, admiration. A luxury apartment isn't shelter. It's the fantasy of becoming the type of person whose life is finally together. And once you emotionally attach your identity to an object, that object begins rewriting your expectations everywhere else. That's why upgrades often create dissatisfaction faster than happiness. Before the luxury apartment, your old furniture felt normal. The apartment manufactured the dissatisfaction. It exposed contrasts you never cared about before. This is why people making more money often don't feel richer. Every upgrade raises the emotional minimum of what feels acceptable. And eventually, maintaining the image becomes exhausting. The luxury apartment creates pressure to dress better. Dressing better creates pressure to socialize in more expensive places. Those places create pressure to travel more luxuriously. Luxury slowly stops feeling luxurious. It starts feeling required. That's the trap. People think wealth is about buying expensive things. Real wealth is being able to enjoy life without constantly upgrading your identity. Because the more identity maintenance your lifestyle requires, the more fragile your peace becomes. And ironically, expensive possessions often reduce freedom instead of increasing it. In your old apartment, you could relax freely. Now every surface feels precious. You worrying about stains, scratches, guests damaging things. The apartment slowly transforms from a home into a showroom you're financially responsible for protecting. That's when ownership flips. You no longer own the lifestyle. The lifestyle owns you. So how do you escape? Before making any major purchase, stop asking, "Can I afford this?" Instead ask, "What chain reaction will this create?" Because the visible price tag is usually just the beginning. The invisible upgrades afterward are what drain people financially. Second, keep some parts of your life intentionally simple. Simple things create breathing room. A modest car, functional clothes, practical furniture. These things reduce the pressure to constantly perform success. And finally, separate self-worth from possessions. Because companies profit the moment you start believing objects can complete your identity. They can't. There will always be another upgrade. Another version, another level, another thing that suddenly makes your current life feel insufficient. That cycle never ends unless you consciously step out of it. The goal isn't to avoid nice things. The goal is to enjoy them without becoming psychologically controlled by them. Because the most powerful person in the room is usually not the person displaying the most status. It's the person who doesn't need to. If this video saved you from making a stupid purchase this week, hit the like button, subscribe to Chash with Carter for more financial sanity. I'll see you in the next one.